Hey there, my name is John. You're watching the Strix YouTube channel, and today, part of the behind the scenes at Strix videos, this is the fifth. We're going to talk about the launch, the website design process, and basically all the products are done at this point. We'll link to our old videos, and then getting it out into the world. So Devere, co-founder of Strix, is going to take us through what did you go from the product? I mean, you do this all in parallel. How do you get out? How do you get it out to the world?
Yeah, so I mean, nowadays, thankfully, there's this great thing called Shopify. So really anyone can launch a great website there. We knew that we definitely wanted to put significant resources into designing a website that looked really nice and that went with the products. And for us at the time, we really were planning on selling these products like because of their design, right? That guys would want to buy, let's say, the concealer almost regardless of what it did, because it just like it looked so cool, it looked so unique, it looked so different. And we were very wrong about that. Look, I mean, we were selling plenty in the early months of the company, and we'll speak about that in a minute. But ultimately, as time went on, and I think we kind of picked those low-hanging fruit, guys really want to see how these products solve problems for them. And so, including more use cases, lifestyle imagery, showing people using the products, all these sorts of things. So, and you can literally see this if you go back on our Instagram, the earliest posts was just the product, just showing the cool design. And since then we've incorporated much more like faces and guys and people actually using them, and that does a much better job selling these kinds of products. But to this day, the website design was still kind of built around the way the products look and very focused on the product design. We're working on a new website actually, and again, I mean, to this whole point, it's always a big undertaking, website design and copywriting. I at this point, I've written like every word on the website for the most part, but now we want to hire professional copywriters to kind of update those sorts of things. And I mean, these are all kind of questions as you're launching a brand. What corners can you cut or not? We knew we wanted a solid website, but at the time we didn't have tons of money to dump into it. So we did a little bit cut that corner, and now we're hopefully going to go back and fix some of that stuff up. Yeah, so that's pretty much the website launch and design and all of that. And then, so when we actually launched, it's like such a nerve-wracking thing because you work on this thing for like 2 years and then you like put it live and you're like, okay, come and get it. And again, we've spoken about this in the earlier videos in this series. We had collected all these emails and customers from the Peak Lapel and the website. We were running Facebook campaigns to collect email addresses on the teaser page and things like that. And so we had a nice list to launch to. And so we put the site live, we sent the emails out, and then it was like, I remember where I was at a WeWork, sitting in the like lobby-ish area. And we were just waiting, and then like the first order came in, and you're like, holy crap, someone actually bought this. Because you launch and you're like, you're so sure it's the best idea, and then you launch, and then you're waiting and no one's buying. You're like, this is a terrible idea, no one's ever going to buy this. It's the stupidest thing ever. And then you get your first sale and your second and your 10th and your 50th, and you kind of build up. And we had built up kind of all this momentum going into it that we launched we did like a soft launch in December, but we really launched in January. February, we had like the
soft launch was December 18, January 19
right.
Was the full launch, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, we had planned to absolutely hit the 2018 holiday season. And as you can see, we didn't even come close. I mean, we were off by a full quarter pretty much. And I remember even earlier on, we were thinking that like, yeah, from like the concept to launch would be 6 months, right? And I was like, no, that's being too aggressive. It's going to be like 9 months. And it was like 18 months, right? It was like way more. So whatever it is, that's for sure. Word of advice. Any manufacturing, assume it's like twice as long as you think it will be. But anyway, so we launched and in January and in February already, we had like one of the best months, even to this day, that the company really has ever had, just because I think we were offering something so new And so unlike everything else, and Facebook at the time also was like, still much more usable from an advertising perspective than even it is today. And so it like blew up in that second month, and we're like, okay, we definitely have something here. And obviously, look, insane sales like that when you launch a really new product to a primed list of people, it's never you're not gonna stay like that forever. So obviously there's been a lot of work since then, and how do we continue to sell these products to new customers and expanding into retail and wholesale and all these sorts of things. But I remember feeling very good, at least in February of 2019, that like, okay, like, we're selling a lot of these things. There's definitely a market there.
Now with the soft launch and then in January, like, are you running home, packing boxes and running to the post office? Like, what is the back end process like?
We never did that. We did the, there are a lot of like founder stories like that. We never did that because we did the calculation pretty early on that it would pay all around just to have a third-party logistics deal with it. So when the products are manufactured, they were shipped straight to the 3PL, and they were packing the boxes and shipping it out since day one.
Well, yeah, because I mean the minimum orders that we were dealing with were not going to fit in anybody's house, garage, apartment. Like even now, it's like the minimums are very large. Yeah.
And I mean, like, it's small when you're looking at just one of these things, but when you have thousands of them, and also remember the actual products and the product boxes, at least at that time, were coming from two different places. So the size of the shipments was pretty much doubled because you have this huge shipment of the actual concealers and the concealer boxes, and then you would need to pack them into the box the right way, then take the box, pack it into the shipper the right way, then put the label on, and then get it out the door. And even in those early days, we were getting dozens and dozens of orders every single day. It just wasn't feasible to do it ourselves.
That was good foresight on that one. Yeah, for sure. All right, well, that is the launch, getting them out into the world. And then really the next step is when we were brought into an accelerator program. So we're going to talk about our experience at XRC Accelerator Labs in the next video. We'll link to our previous behind the scenes videos down in the description, and then we'll play this over on the side. And that is Strix. You want to answer?